Well, howdy there, folks, and welcome into today's video. So this is a pretty special video, okay? I'm going to take you inside my private account, and I'm talking about my main private account, okay? Big dog. And we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you my 4 top stocks in there. The 4 stocks I have the most money invested in right now in that account, okay? Now, I think there's going to be about over $2 million invested in just these top 4 stocks. I own probably about 20 stocks in there, which is a bit much. I don't love owning 20 stocks, in a portfolio. However, this is my biggest portfolio. This is my biggest account, and it's built to be a really large number over the past 10 plus years. And, just like if it keeps building and building, you get to a place where you kind of keep having to diversify. I want to try to keep it like to a place where it doesn't go over 20 positions in their total. That's the goal, even if it builds to, a $20 million account, $50 million, $100 million. I want to try my best to keep it at 20 stocks or less, even as the numbers grow bigger and bigger. But I will admit it does get hard when the numbers start getting really, really large. And sometimes you have to make some really tough decisions to maybe sell out a position that you still like, maybe just like another position more. And we'll kind of go into why I like these particular stocks so much, why I have, considerable amount of money invested. And when it comes to my main private account, okay, this account I can do anything with. So this account is the account that I have hooked up with Fidelity Margin. So if I want to do any sort of margin at a particular time, and by the way, all shares in a margin account are held in margin essentially. Doesn't mean you're always margining out money to buy those stocks. It's just always is going to say margin. But this is an account that if I want to do margin, it's at a 1.55% interest rate. That's what I was able to negotiate with Fidelity Investment. So a number that is, pretty attractive if I'm ever interested in doing any margin on any of these stocks in general, right? Market dip's huge. I want to, buy. I don't have the money in there. Boom. I just buy a margin at 1.55%. I mean, geez, that's pretty nice. Also, I can do any options move I want to. Now, I don't do that many options moves, to be honest. I make maybe 1 or 2 option moves per year, maybe 3 max. Okay. I'm not a huge option moves person, but literally this account is set up so I can do any options move I possibly want. And obviously I can do margin or anything like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you enjoy me sharing these 4 stocks that are in my main private account, showing you the cost basis of them, talking about them, why I'm bullish on them, those sorts of things. If you guys don't mind, smash that thumbs up. That helps our little YouTube channel out in a massive way. We are, I think, approaching 66,000 subscribers now or so. So I do appreciate all you guys being here as always. And let's get into this, guys. If you're looking to apply for my private stock group, the Financial Fortress program, all those sorts of things, that's going to be the pinned comment down there to fill out an application. I don't really have to sell it. The group sells itself. Just an incredible group of individuals in there, okay? All right, guys, let's get in this first stock up here of the bunch. Actually, I can keep my face over here nice and big. Is Dropbox. So this is the 4th biggest position in the portfolio, okay, my main private account. And obviously, I have Dropbox shares in other accounts as well. And pretty much all these stocks, I have them across different accounts, right? By the way, as far as why do I have different accounts? Well, the public account was set up in my private stock group so they could see me, grow an account from scratch. I think that portfolio is at $1.5 million now. But we've been growing it over past 3 years or so. Actually, it's over 3 years old now and we grew it from scratch, and now that one's at 1.5 mil. We started a dividend account in that, in the private group as well, where I can only invest in dividend stocks. We built that from scratch. And I think we're at around $250,000 or so in that account. So that's why I have a few different accounts. But this is my main big dog account. Okay. There's no account I have that has more money, invested in it than this account. This is by far the biggest. Okay. Let me just be very clear about that. But yeah, Dropbox. So it's a $265,000 position in this particular account. So far on Dropbox, we're up $64,000 as of right now. Cost based on this one is $20.18. If you've been following me for a while, this is a stock I was buying very heavily in the second half of 2020. Big believer in Dropbox. Specifically, I think I bought a lot of the shares in the 4th quarter of 2020. Okay, and this is just one that I like a lot for the next 5+ years. But this was really also a play on the next 2 years. I think the stock is just set up like a rocket ship for the next couple of years. I think this is going to be a 40, 60, if not $80 stock within the next 24 months. So, needless to say, it's not like the cool thing about Dropbox is not just about the next 5 years with the stock, which is what I usually am investing for. With this one, it's also about the next 2 years. It's about that next 24 months. Because I think worst case scenario in 24 months from now, this is a $40 stock. I think best case scenario, this is an $80+ stock within the next 2 years. So that's something to keep in mind here with Dropbox. They're growing very nicely. They have almost no customer concentration, which is beautiful. They just bought DocSend. They bought HelloSign a couple years ago. That's their fastest growing business, essentially. E-signing of documents. They have a great opportunity to be potentially the number 2 player in that market long term. And the business just continues to grow. The cash flows are going to build immensely over the coming years, okay? And I mean to huge levels. Net income's going to substantially grow over the next several years. The balance sheet's beautiful on this company. Then you have them also cutting costs on this business. They're now basically, all their employees can work remotely. They used to spend a ton of money, and I mean a ton of money, in San Francisco at their basically corporate headquarters, which was right in like downtown San Francisco. And that used to cost them a fortune. They're cutting all that cost around as well as other costs. And I think it's the best thing for their business model because remember, this is a company that is focused on making it easier for small and mid-sized businesses to basically have successful companies, right? Through all their different products. Well, Dropbox has now all their employees pretty much working remotely. They're going to be in that mindset of what does a company that works remotely need, okay? This is beautiful. So I love this stock. I think this is going to be a huge winner for us. I think this is going to be, like I said, I think a $40 to $80 stock within the next 24 months. And I don't usually, make short-term stock price predictions. That's, not usually what I'm doing. Usually I'm talking about the next 3-5 years, but this one is just set up like a rocket ship for the next few years. And so I'm thrilled about that one. I think that's going to be a stock that's going to be, if we fast forward 2 years from now, it's probably going to be worth $500,000. And this is with me putting no more money in this stock, just in this account. It's probably going to be a stock that's worth anywhere from $500,000 to potentially maybe like $1 million or so in this particular account. So really, really excited about Dropbox, and that's why it's the 4th biggest position in my main private account. Okay, let's get into the number 3. Number 3 stock up here is, what is this? What the heck is going on here? Did I not have the number 3 up? Oh man, guys, I'm making sloppy moves. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I got it here. Hey, what are you doing? Pop up. Okay. They don't want to show you guys. They don't want to show you the number 3 stock, apparently. What is it? There it is. Hey, we got it up. Okay. Corsair Gaming. This is the number 3 biggest position I have in the main private account. Okay, so Corsair's a position we're down $23,000 on right now. We have we invested over $300 into it. It's worth a little less than $300 right now. Corsair Gaming's a stock that I need to fully build out by basically the end of April. Here's what I think is going to happen with Corsair. Long term, they're going to grow a lot more. Like long term, over the next 5 years, this is going to be a company that probably is a $10 billion+ market cap. Right now, it's about a $3 billion market cap. Even recently, it's been trading in the 2 range. Okay, but let's call it a $3 billion-ish market cap right now. I think over the next 5 years, they go to 10. Here's what's going on in the short term. Even in the short term, their business is amazing. Their business is amazing right now, guys. Wait to see the numbers over the next few quarters. I'm going to actual channel checks consistently almost every day for Corsair, Target stores, Best Buy stores. And what I'm finding is product outs all over the place, okay? Some of that's supply constraints, but a lot of it is strong sell-through, very strong sell-through, okay? All this stimulus money out there, you think a lot of that's not ending up in Corsair's hands, Elgato's hands, which they own Elgato, right? Come on. Of course it is, right? And so this is a stock that is set up so well in the short term and the long term, in my opinion. Right now they have the lockup expiration going, so a lot of fears about, will insiders dump shares? Hardly anybody's dumped shares. Like the lockup just came this week, And the stock price has been, pretty much trading right around where it was the previous week. So it's not like there's some huge sell-off of insiders. That's not happening. And this stock is just set up in such a good position. Now we're going to start moving that behind us. And then the quarterly results are going to come in over the next several quarters and are going to be extremely strong. And remember, with all these product outs, that means they're going to have to channel fill into Target, Best Buy, online retailers, and all these things over the next several quarters. So they do that throughout the summer, going into fall. Then you go right straight into Christmas quarter. Okay. So, and then obviously long term for the stock, it's all about gaming getting a lot bigger in the future. This company continue to expand products, continue to execute on a high level, right? The streaming side with Elgato, as well as they're buying a lot of apps on the DL that are growing rapidly. So they could turn into more of a services business over time. They're going to have a whole big training component of their businesses moving forward, basically training people to be better at games and things like that. That's big in every single industry. That's probably going to be really big in the future, that's especially for people that are serious about gaming, right? No different than if you're serious about golfing, you get golf lessons, right? Like if you're serious about snowboarding, like you get snowboard lessons, right? Or skiing lessons. Like if you are serious about playing football, right? Like you have a coach, like that's just the way it is, right? Obviously we can use investing as we have almost 4,000 members in the private stock group, right? A lot of those people, pay to be in there because of the community that we built, and we have over 100 people in there that are, already over $1 million plus in stocks. So we have a great community, but also so they can learn from me, somebody that's been doing this for a decade and things like that, right? And they want to try to do this on a much higher level. And we have a lot of folks that now are just investing full time, like they don't even work, like they just, focus on investing full time. And so anybody that's serious, like you need that, right? And so there's a lot of folks, millions of folks that take gaming actually extremely serious. Even if they're not a professional, they want to be at a very high level. And Corsair is going to build that business as well. There's just so much opportunity in front of Corsair, and it's such a cheap valuation. This is why I'm adding this stock very aggressively. Basically, it's been trading at a forward P of 2022. I'm going to continue to build out these shares aggressively. Today I'm recording this. It's March 26th. I'm going to continue to add aggressively to the stock all the way through the end of April. I think there's a high probability this stock starts moving heavily even in the summer, and probably up to 40, 50 again, if not higher than that. We'll see what happens. By the way, if this stock doesn't move, I am perfectly happy with that. I would love this stock to stay in the low 30s, if not the 20s. I'll just continue to keep buying the shares. I'll just continue to accumulate the shares and buy them up, because at the end of the day, I'm very confident that Corsair will be a $60, $80, $100 stock long term. So, if not more than that. So I will, in the short term, as long as this is weak, I'll continue to buy, but I'm adding really aggressively because I think the stock could start to move big as early as the summer. That's why I'm starting to add aggressively here. And then it's just from there, it's just a beautiful hold for me, okay? So that's the number 3 biggest position. Now let's get into the second biggest position in my main private account here, okay? Oh gosh, what the heck, man? Keep going with this thing. All right. There it is, Tattooed Chef, okay? What's interesting about Corsair and Tattooed Chef is I built those positions out aggressively and fast, man. Very, very fast. Look at Tattooed Chef, okay? So this is a stock I've been adding very recently, very aggressively, right? Right now we're down about 15 on it, 1963 cost basis on this one. And this is another one that I'm trying to get my position fully built out by the end of April. I think this one could also move short term, meaning like the summer, start moving upward as folks get to really see that distribution and see those numbers start to hit for this company. Woo-wee! Wait to see these numbers start to hit over the next several quarters. You want to talk about growth? We're talking about the type of growth you're just not going to be able to find in the food industry anywhere in the stock market. I'm talking not just like their number one growth in the stock space in terms of like food companies. I'm talking by far and away. It's like you want massive growth and you want the food industry, Tattooed Chef over almost every other stock out there. And so when I look at this stock, this is one I'm going to probably get up to, I really want to hold. I want to hold 50,000 shares plus in all my different accounts. Right now, if I added up all the shares in different accounts, I'm probably a little under 40,000 shares right now. I would love to add just in this account alone, maybe another 10,000 to 15,000 shares. So if this stock stays low, and when I say low, under $20 a share, in the short term, totally cool with that. I am totally cool with that. I will build this position bigger and bigger and bigger, make this into a massive position. Everything's going, I had big expectations for TTCF. Everything's going better than I thought it would. I mean, the Target displays, we're tracking that in the private group. Every time somebody goes to Target store or any store, we basically take pictures and show it in the TTCF pictures chat. And what we're finding in Targets across the United States is that Tattooed Chef is getting almost its own entire freezer door, which is way better than I had thought and a lot of folks expected. When I heard, they got 6 products coming in, I thought that meant, okay, they got one little shelf thing for mac and cheese and one little row for, the pepperoni pizza bowls that's made with their own plant-based meat, right? And then one for the Buddha bowls. Nope. They're getting entire rows for that one product. Then another row for the next product. Then another row for the next product. Then another entire row for the next product. This is way better. This is such a bullish sign for this company that Target is willing to do this. My gosh, guys. My gosh, okay? And so don't be surprised if I build this into a position that's 700,000 plus. I think there's going to be a day when this is a multi-million-dollar position, and not because I put multi-million dollars in it, just because I put maybe 700, 800,000, and then it grows into 2 million, 3 million over time. This is a long-term play for me. Short-term, the numbers are going to be ridiculous. Long-term, the numbers are going to be disgusting. Okay, that's what I will say about this one. I will continue to add aggressively all the way through the end of April. And like I said, if it stays low, even past April, that's all I'll say about that. I am perfectly fine with that. I will continue to add this stock very aggressively. Management team is just kicking butt and taking names over there, okay? So those are, 3 of the 4 biggest positions, but I have the biggest position in total in the main private account is this stock, okay? This is the one, all right? This is WBA Walgreens Boots Alliance. And what I want to show you guys here, I just want to talk about Walgreens for a second here, but I want to explain the strategy around these 3 stocks and what makes these 4 stocks so magical, okay? This is where things get really interesting, okay? So Walgreens, so far we're up $231,000 on this. This doesn't even include dividends received, which, by the way, Walgreens just paid me out 5 figures in dividends very recently. So thank you, Walgreens, for that. They pay quarterly dividends in there. Nice dividends, too. Very nice dividends, okay? So this is over $1 million position for us. And we have 20,000 shares. Cost base is $40.46. The great news for Walgreens is the run, in my opinion, for Walgreens is really going to start over the next few quarters. Basically, my whole play on Walgreens was, a turning around of the company, too cheap of a valuation. Plus, on top of that, you add on this situation where essentially they got a brand new CEO coming in, and I think she's going to be phenomenal for this company. Absolutely amazing. She comes from, she was a COO of Starbucks. She's former CEO of Sam's Club, right? She's on the Amazon board of directors. You want to talk about somebody that's, and she's coming in as Walgreens CEO. This is huge, guys. Just absolutely massive, okay? And so this is a stock that I think will make us $1 million plus. I'm talking profit. And I'm talking in the next 2 years. Not like I have to wait 10 years to make $1 million. I think I'm going to make $1 million plus in the stock within the next 2 years. Wall Street's going to catch wind of this later. I caught wind of it early. The Rona shots are going to start being distributed in mass in April in terms of Walgreens giving those out. They've already started a little bit, but it's really going to go crazy in April, May, June, moving forward. And this is just, winner, chicken dinner. That's all I'll say about that one, man. Love that. Now, there's something spectacular here with these 4 stocks, okay? This is what I know a lot of people know me from the stocks that go up a ton, and like a Tesla stock or a Planet, that go up hundreds of percent or thousands of percent, or a Revolve or Upwork or a lot of my other stocks that are up, hundreds of percent or 1,000% plus, right? Very good food company. But what I don't think I don't think a lot of people understand about my investing strategy is I'm not just looking for stocks that have huge upside potential. I'm looking for the type of stocks that there's a very low probability I lose money in. And if I look at all 4 of these stocks, if we're fast forward in 5 years in the future, it's almost impossible for me to imagine myself being down 50% plus on any of these stocks. A matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say imagining myself be down at all on these stocks, okay? At all. And so I think that's the part of my investing process that maybe is missed a lot of times. It's just not about, the huge reward potential. It's about the fact that I am taking very low risk in all of these stocks, in my opinion, over the next several years. And they all have 2x or more potential in front of them over the next several years. And I think because of the valuations are so low on these, there's an extremely low probability I lose money. Tattooed Chef is such a low valuation compared to what its future growth is ridiculous. Corsair Gaming's trading at like a 22 forward PE. Dropbox has been trading in a forward PE in the 20s recently. It's way too strong a growth to be trading at that. Are you kidding me? It's the stickiest business model you could ever get. Walgreens, when I was buying that, was trading at a forward PE of like 9. That's where the real magic is. When you can find stocks that have great 2x plus potential and have very low probability of losing, a ton of money in them or something like that, where you're holding it for years and years and like it doesn't play out and you lost money or something like that. I think all these will be huge money makers for us. All these, in my opinion, will be stocks that make us hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of them will be $1 million plus. So $1 million plus probably being Walgreens, Tattooed Chef. Corsair will probably get there over time. Dropbox is a possibility. We'll see. We'll see with Dropbox. It's definitely a possibility as well. But these two are obviously the ones that I'm most confident in. Then Corsair, then Dropbox. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this as always. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up if you enjoyed me kind of running you through this. Hope you learned a little bit from it, and I hope you enjoyed this video as well. If you're looking to apply for my private stock group and take your investing to the next level, scale your portfolios to 6-7 figures and beyond, check out the link that will be in the description. It'll also be the pinned comment down there. That's usually just the easiest. Much love as always, guys, and peace.